10 years. That's how long it took to build up to this great encounter with the mighty Thanos. And we're not even done with the story yet. How you doing, my fellow moviegoers? Chris is back here in the movie chair, and I got a chance to check out Avengers Infinity War this past week. All of our MCU favorite heroes are back, and they all band together with the one common goal, which is to stop Thanos from gathering all of the Infinity Stones. And I was impressed with how well a lot of these characters did together when they paired them up. They didn't all get to be together all in the same room, of course, but they split them up, paired them up depending on, you know, where they were and what the situation was. But their personalities worked so well together. For instance, Tony Stark and Doctor Strange. You know, they're both really intelligent guys, but they also have like that narcissistic intelligence to them. So their personalities really were just trying to one-up each other all the time in that regard, which I thought was really great. And the same thing happened between Tony and Star-Lord, except there's about which one of us is better, because, you know, they both think they're like the greatest person to ever live. So they were able to really play off each other with that, which was really good. And then earlier, Star-Lord and the Guardians of the Galaxy were with Thor, and Star-Lord and Thor had their thing where Star-Lord actually felt jealous of Thor. Really great. It offered up a lot of good comedic moments. I was really laughing at a lot of the stuff they did with that. And it had me feeling like I wanted to see some more of these characters that didn't interact in Infinity War interact later on, just to see what would happen between them. Now this is probably the darkest, most mature movie that's been made in the 10 years since the MCU started with Iron Man. Because the idea of Thanos wanting all the Infinity Stones to like wipe out half of the population of the universe, despite whether you're man, woman, rich or poor, that's going into some really deep, you know, stuff that the MCU really hasn't done before. Usually the villain is just talking about how they want to rule the earth or destroy the earth kind of stuff. No, we're getting into some more, a little bit like, kind of like political stuff, social commentary stuff with this thing. Talking about the using up all the resources that we have kind of stuff, because there's too many people. We're really getting into that kind of territory at that time, which is a good direction, because Marvel over the past 10 years, one thing that people criticized them about was how they did not have that strong a development for a lot of the villains that they had in their universe. A lot of the villains are just these people who just say, I want to destroy this planet, or I want to take over this planet, I want to be the ruler, bow before me, kind of thing. And it really didn't offer that much of a build-up, it could be. They've gotten better with that over the years. They've actually started adding a little bit more build-up to their villains, and I think Thanos really just broke the mold. Thanos is probably the most well-rounded, most developed villain that we've had in the MCU universe. With the help from the end credit scenes in a lot of the other past movies, getting us here and introducing us to Thanos there, we know that he is a powerful and strong being. We already had that picture in our heads right from the start, and we already knew that he wanted the Infinity Stones as well. Now with Infinity War, we found out why he wants them, what are his motivations for wanting to have all the Infinity Stones and wanting to wipe out half the population of the universe. Plus we learned that he is just not some big, bad, mean guy. He actually has a heart and sympathy, especially for Gamora. When he sacrificed her in order to get that Soul Stone, it was crushing to him because he had to sacrifice the only thing he ever loved and cared about. It just crushed him up inside. So much so that I wouldn't be surprised that if in the part 2 of Infinity War, maybe he uses the Time Stone to try to bring her back. It's a possibility. And speaking of character development, I just have to mention, we got a nice twist when it comes to Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Because obviously in this movie, the Hulk has finally met his match. Somebody that can beat him with strength in a fight where he cannot get an upper hand, which is Thanos. At the beginning of the film when they first meet up, Thanos and Hulk actually fight, and Thanos beats him very decisively. Hulk can barely get an upper hand, and then Hulk is whisked away back to Earth, where he turns back into Bruce Banner. And then when Thanos' thugs come to try to get the Time Stone from Doctor Strange, Bruce Banner's there, but he can't get the Hulk to come out. And he cannot get the Hulk to come out throughout the rest of the movie, which is a great twist because Bruce Banner, as we all know, is always trying to suppress and keep that beast within. Now, when he needs him the most and he needs him to come out, Hulk will not do it. In fact, you actually see little glimpses of Hulk coming out just screaming, "No!" at Bruce Banner. So it's interesting to see that character development. I thought it was a great twist. Now let's talk about the deaths that happened in this movie. If you saw my prediction video, you saw that I thought Loki, Vision, and Captain America were going to be the 3 that were going to die. And I gotta say, 2 out of 3 so far, that's not bad. Gamora's death was thrown in as a curveball for me. I really didn't think that would happen, but I can see how and why. And I was a little surprised, which was great. I was surprised during this film with that. I still think Captain America will probably die in Infinity War Part 2, because if you've seen the movie, you know Captain America and Tony Stark did not interact in this movie. They did not see each other in this movie, and Tony Stark told Bruce that the situation between him and Captain America was not as simple as just being able to pick up the phone and talk to one another. So I still think Captain America is going to be the one. He's going to sacrifice himself probably in order to bring back all of the deaths that Thanos created when he got all the Infinity Stones and half the people disappeared. Because come on, there's no way they're just going to make one Black Panther movie and then kill off Black Panther and be like, oh, no, no more. No, that movie was too successful. These people who died at the hand of Thanos and the glove when he snapped his fingers, they're coming back. Captain America is somehow going to play a part of that, because you remember he talked about, like, you know, the trading a life for a life thing. He's probably going to trade his life to get everybody else back, and that's just what I think is going to happen in that regard. So yeah, as you can tell from what I've been saying, this movie's been really serious, really dark at times, and very, very mature. I mean, for people who said, you know, Marvel Studios could never create a deep, thought-provoking film that maybe somebody like Christopher Nolan or somebody like that would create, you should probably give this movie a chance. It would probably change your mind. I was really, really impressed with that. But it's not all doom and gloom and that kind of stuff. There are lots of great, funny moments. The funny moments actually balance out the dark and serious parts. Everybody has good scenes like that. And in fact, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, he has a lot of scenes where he is just absolutely hilarious. I don't want to give the jokes away, but he is just really, really funny in this movie. I was like, thought this is probably like one of his more funnier moments in regards of the movies he's appeared in. But it was a great ride. I was actually curious and wondering what's going to happen next as we went along in this thing. Which, I mean, if you know today's movies, it's kind of hard to do that at times. They did it. I was really curious to see, you know, who was going to die, how they were going to get how Thanos was going to get the Infinity Stones, were they going to be able to stop him? And when Thanos actually managed to complete his task, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is the first time a bad guy in a superhero movie has really been able to just complete his goal, and you see like the result of it. You leave the movie theater and you're just like, what did I just see? You know, you have no emotion, like no, you have no reaction. You don't know what to think almost, you know? It's just, that's the way I felt. And it can be kind of heart-wrenching. You may cry. I know in my movie theater, when I went to go see it, there were a lot of people, especially some people, actually screamed out loud when certain aspects of the movie happened. Maybe a character died. They thought a character was going to die. It really brought out a lot of emotions for people in the movie theater as well. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see part 2 when it comes out. We have to wait a whole year to see it. But it's gonna, hopefully it's gonna be worth the wait. I hope they're able to just really create a film. Part 2 hopefully will be as good as part 1, if not better. I really hope so. But what did everybody else out there think of the movie? Did you enjoy Infinity War? What were your thoughts? Please, let's discuss it down in the comment section below, because that is what it is there for. And if you enjoyed my video, please remember to give it a like, and please give it a subscribe so that you can stay up to date with all the other movie reviews I will do in the future. Alright my friends, that's all the time we have for today. I'll be seeing you guys later, and I will save you a movie chair for the next video.